So I was playing a game the other day when I thought to myself, man, I wish this sucked. Finally! Yeah, I don't know why I did this. This is the Bread Boy, a state-of-the-art handheld console that I built all on my own. Why is it called the Bread Boy? Well, it's made out of a breadboard, this thing covered in holes that you use to make electronics, and apparently women aren't allowed to play video games. Blame Nintendo, not me. But let's not worry about that, we've got a console to make. For the first version of this, I decided not to go super overboard, mainly because I don't have that many wires and the ones I do have are way too long. For an input, I decided on a potentiometer, which is just a dial that lets more or less electricity go through it depending on what its position is, and a button, which is a button. And to show you what you're actually doing, I use an 8x8 LED matrix, which is a really fancy way of saying a bunch of red lights next to each other. And lastly, to run the whole thing, I wired them up to an Arduino Leonardo, which is just a little computer that has all these pins here that I can poke wires into to check if the button is pressed or send data to the LEDs. And before you get worried about me doing something stupid with this, don't worry, I've done this kind of stuff before and I only broke one Arduino. And got a second-degree burn. Basically a professional. So let's just throw these things together. What could go wrong? It was actually a little hard to build this because, as I said, I have a very limited amount of wires and the ones I do have are all really long, so it ended up looking like this. But once I had it built, I ran a few tests to make sure the screen was working and that's not really what I wanted on there. This took a little longer than I want to admit to fix, but the reason the screen looks like this is because apparently the pins on it are directional, so I had the screen on it like this when it should have been like this. Anyway, it works now and I don't know what it says on the screen, but I think whatever it means, you should probably do it. I also stole some existing code that lets you draw to the screen, and I made a draw pixel function what does it do? Wait, hold on. But after loading on, it does work. But I think I can make this even better with my immense knowledge on electronics and not one but two brain cells. I bet I can make something way better. All I need are some parts, so neat. Alright, so I got a few more buttons, and I also got a joystick, which is actually just two potentiometers and a button. But come on, don't tell them that. Be nice. I also decided to switch out the LED panel for an OLED display I have. So let me just wire this thing up, and why is it blue? It's not supposed to be blue. With these extra components, I'm able to make a way more complicated game. I can make asteroids. Maybe not the most exciting game, but this programming language is weird. I'm not used to it. Too bad. Cry about it. Hold on, wait, you thought you could get away without seeing any soldering? What, do you think electronics comes soldered already? What an utter buffoon you are. What an idiot. I started off by making the player. I made a few sprites for the different rotations, and I used this tool that magically converts pixel art into numbers. I've actually made a tool like this before, but this one also converts it directly into byte arrays, which means I can just tell the Arduino to draw it without any extra work. And there we go, we got a little ship. Then I can get the joystick direction and use that to point the ship in the same direction. And I map the blue button to move and the red button to shoot a bullet. You can only shoot one bullet at a time because game design, and definitely not because I don't know how to make an array in C++. Listen, I asked Bing for help and what's a cout? Why are there arrows? What is this? I also made a target object that absorbs bullets that hit it. In order to finish the stage, you have to shoot all the targets in the time limit, otherwise something bad happens. The targets also stay there even after you shot them so that they can still absorb bullets, so you have to kind of work around that. It's actually pretty fun too. So I also made sure to save the high score for later in the EEPROM. Yes, that's a real word used by real professionals. It's just a little chip somewhere on here, I don't know which one it is, but it can store some data, even if it shuts off. But can I really call this a portable, handheld console if I haven't even tested it outside? No. If I want that title, I need to earn it. Sure, it needs a little setup and is extremely fragile and needs an external battery pack, but if Apple can do it, why can't I? And hold on, what's this? Low power, please connect power source. I don't think I have anything that plugs into this. Actually, I do have this conveniently placed universal stabilizer. When I got this, I was told that it's the only thing keeping our universe together, and if anything bad happens to it, the very fabric of reality could collapse. Well, let's give it a shot. No, wait, no, stop. Well, this sucks. Wait,